Hello everyone, shocking updates have just sent the entire fandom into meltdown. Reports are exploding across the internet claiming Jungkook is secretly seeing someone, yes, a girlfriend, and that the situation is stirring confusion around him and Taehyung. And before we dive into this unraveling storm, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, because what you're about to hear isn't your usual viral rumor. This is a story tangled in uncertainty, loyalty, heartbreak, and the delicate balance between idols and the fans who love them. For weeks now, the foundation of the fandom has been shaking. Debates, heated comments, and emotional discussions have taken over timelines everywhere. Is Jungkook really dating? Why is Taehyung's name suddenly tied to all this chaos? What does any of this mean for the unity fans believed was unbreakable inside BTS? But to understand how this firestorm erupted, you have to rewind, way back, to the single moment that sparked the entire chain reaction. Like most scandals born online, it began with one mysterious image. A blurry, low-light snapshot with zero context, yet somehow provocative enough to light the match. A silhouette that resembled Jungkook, hair falling just right, posture unmistakably his, standing close to a woman hidden in shadows. The photo wasn't clear, wasn't confirmed, and disappeared minutes after it appeared. But the internet doesn't let anything die. Screenshots spread instantly, copied, reposted, and twisted into every possible theory as people raced to be the first to claim insider knowledge. Many dismissed it immediately. Edited, they said. Fake. Fans have survived countless rumors before. They know the drill. But this time, something felt different. The reason? A second clue hit the timelines only hours later. A restaurant employee allegedly claimed Jungkook had been seen having a quiet dinner with a special someone. No pictures, no names, nothing to prove a thing, just a single comment that fueled the rumor like gasoline. Within a day, fans' faces were drowning in theories. Screenshots magnified 200 times, timelines reconstructed like crime scenes, people analyzing shadows and reflections as if decoding ancient secrets. Some argued it was all coincidence. Others believed they had uncovered patterns that were impossible to ignore. Then a twist no one saw coming pulled Taehyung into the middle of the storm. At first it seemed bizarre. Why would his name be dragged into a rumor about Jungkook's dating life? But once someone pointed out that Taehyung had been unusually quiet online, ideas began to spiral. His recent messages sounded cryptic. His expressions during a live stream seemed thoughtful, almost distant. To some, it looked like he was holding on to something he couldn't say. Slowly, a narrative formed out of thin air, as they always do online. A single guess becomes a theory becomes a storyline becomes evidence for people desperate to believe they've figured out the truth. Some whispered that Jungkook might have grown closer to someone outside the group, leaving Taehyung feeling pushed aside. Others claimed the two had drifted apart emotionally, pointing to tiny moments of awkwardness that might not even exist. And then came the most explosive claim yet. An anonymous insider insisted that the dating rumor was true and that it had caused a rift between Jungkook and Taehyung. No confirmation, no receipts, no credible source. But the statement hit the fandom like lightning. Suddenly, anger erupted everywhere. Not just over the possibility of Jungkook seeing someone, but over the very idea that the deep bond between members, the bond that carried them through triumphs and hardships, might be under strain. The silence from the artists only intensified the panic. Because silence is dangerous. Silence can be taken as denial, or acceptance, or protection. People fill silence with their own fears. And the longer it lasted, the more wild the theories became. Fans began digging through old videos, live streams, interviews, anything that might hold clues. Every glance, every laugh, every moment between Jungkook and Taehyung was dissected frame by frame. People compared interactions from years ago with recent ones, looking for changes, searching for cracks no one had ever noticed before. This isn't new behavior. History shows that humans will analyze the smallest details when tension runs high. During political conflicts, entire theories have been based simply on the distance between two people standing in a photograph. When emotions are involved, shadows turn into answers people desperately want to believe. And then the most dramatic twist arrived. A news source claimed the woman in question wasn't just a date, she was someone Jungkook had been seeing quietly for months. Someone who knew him away from the spotlight. Someone who wasn't Taehyung. The fandom immediately fractured. Some argued idols deserve privacy. Others insisted keeping such information hidden was a betrayal to the fans who supported them through everything. Emotional essays flooded social media, some defending the possibility of Jungkook's happiness, others spiraling into fear that a change in one member's personal life could affect the group dynamic. This controversy pushed people into a frenzy. They revisited content from the past year as if studying evidence from a crash site. Clips where Jungkook and Taehyung walked past each other calmly were suddenly labeled cold. A moment where they didn't share their usual playful energy was replayed endlessly. Were these real signs of tension? Or just everyday interactions blown out of proportion? No one can say for sure. Friendships evolve. People grow. Exhaustion, timing, and schedules affect how idols act. Two friends not joking around for a few minutes doesn't mean a decade-long bond is falling apart. Maybe the real issue isn't whether Jungkook is dating someone. Maybe the real issue is why people are so desperate to uncover every detail of his private life. Why the idea of him being in a relationship sends shockwaves across the fandom. Why the bond between him and Taehyung has become symbolic, something people fear losing more than anything else. Because the truth is, fans aren't just reacting to a photo or a rumor. They're reacting to the possibility of change. And in a world where idols feel like family to their supporters, that change can feel like a personal loss. But if the past decade has shown anything, it's that BTS has weathered storms that would have shattered others. Their connection wasn't built on convenience, it was built through years of challenges, triumphs, and unwavering support. Bonds that strong don't crumble because of rumors. Still, the question hangs in the air, heavy and unanswered. What's really going on? Are we witnessing the undoing of something legendary, or are we simply watching a fandom battling its own fears and expectations? Only time will reveal the truth. And until then, the world can only wait, wondering what the next chapter in this unfolding story will bring.